I'm done begging, I muttered, staring at the rain streaking down the cafe window. My phone buzzed again, Lena's wedding photo flashing across the screen. She looked happy and white. My old boss stood beside her, grinning. Ryan's voice broke through my thoughts. Ethan, man, you need to move on. Move on? I laughed weakly. She dumped me and got promoted in the same week. Guess heartbreak comes with a salary bonus, Ryan sighed. There's a job opening I heard about. Private work, discreet. Sounds shady, he shrugged. So is your bank account. He wasn't wrong. I had $37 and a heart full of regret. That's when she walked in. Ivy Lynn. Everyone went silent, like the air itself respected her. Black suit, calm eyes, an aura that could crush men twice my size. She stopped in front of me. Ethan Gray? I blinked. Yeah. Do I know you? No, but I know what you need. Her tone was flat, unreadable. You're unemployed, humiliated, and desperate for a fresh start. Am I right? I stared at her. Who sent you? No one, she said simply. I'm offering you a job, I leaned back. What kind of job? Her lips curved faintly. You'll marry me. I choked on my coffee. Excuse me? Fake marriage, she clarified. 6 months. Appear with me in public, smile for cameras, follow my lead. I'll pay you enough to rebuild your life. I blinked, trying to process. You're serious? Do I look like I joke? Her gaze was ice. You'll live with me. Follow my rules. And keep your mouth shut. Why me? Because you're invisible, she replied without hesitation. No ties, no scandals. No reason to betray me. That last word hit harder than she meant. I folded my arms. What's in it for you? I need a husband, on paper. Investors are questioning my stability. They think a married woman is safer to bet on, so I'd be a prop? A very well-paid one, she said. You sign today, we announce tomorrow. I laughed softly. You don't waste time. I don't waste anything, she said, eyes narrowing. Including opportunities. Ryan nudged me from behind. You'd be crazy not to take it. I frowned. You're not the one pretending to be a billionaire's husband. Ivy stood. Decide now. I have another meeting in 10 minutes. I looked at her, this woman with everything, and felt something strange. Curiosity. Maybe it was pride, or maybe I just wanted to stop losing. Fine, I said. I'll do it. She nodded once, businesslike. My driver will pick you up tomorrow at 7. Wait, don't you want to know anything about me? She paused at the door. If you were dangerous, you'd have done something with your life already. Her heels clicked away, leaving silence and my stunned reflection in the window. Ryan exhaled. Dude, you just agreed to marry Ivy Lynn. I slumped back. What's the worst that could happen? The next morning, a black car waited outside my building. The driver didn't speak. When I arrived at her office, Ivy was already there, signing documents like she owned the world. Which technically she did, she glanced up. You're late. It's 7:03, I said. I said 7. Her tone was sharp enough to cut glass. Right, I murmured. My mistake. Wife. Her eyes flicked up, cold but amused. Don't test me. We sat across a mahogany desk. She slid a folder toward me. Read it. Sign it. I flipped through pages of legal language. Clause 8, no emotional involvement? Exactly, she said. This is a performance, Mr. Gray, nothing more. Got it, I said, though part of me already doubted it. After signing, she extended her hand. Congratulations, Mr. Lynn. I hesitated, then shook it. Her grip was firm, commanding. Welcome to your new life, she said. Try not to ruin it. That night, I stood in my tiny apartment, staring at the marriage certificate in my hands. Fake, I whispered, though my chest felt heavier than before. Lena's old photo still sat on my dresser. I tore it in half and threw it in the trash. Guess I'm moving on, I said to myself. My phone buzzed again. A message from an unknown number. Tomorrow we face the world as husband and wife. Don't disappoint me. Ivy. I exhaled slowly, unsure whether I'd just saved my life or sold my soul. Either way, tomorrow, I'd wake up married to the coldest woman in the city, and somehow, I already knew, this was only the beginning. Moving into Ivy's penthouse felt like stepping into another planet. Too quiet, too polished, too far from the noise I was used to. She didn't greet me when I arrived, just nodded toward the guest room and said, "That's yours." Don't touch anything outside it. Got it, I said, setting my suitcase down. Dinner is at 7. I don't cook. Didn't think you did. Her eyebrow twitched. You'll eat what's served. My schedule doesn't wait for you. Wouldn't dream of it, she turned sharply. And don't walk around shirtless. The staff talk too much, I smirked. You sound like you've done this before. Her gaze froze me in place. I haven't, don't test me. The door clicked shut behind her. I exhaled slowly, wondering what the hell I'd agreed to. 3 days passed before she said anything that wasn't in order. She worked nonstop, calls, meetings, documents. I was just background noise. But sometimes when she thought I wasn't looking, I caught her staring. Not curiosity, not affection, something else. Like she was searching for something in me she'd lost long ago. One morning as I poured coffee, she said quietly, "You tie your tie wrong." I turned. "You've been watching me tie my tie?" Her eyes flickered. "It's distracting," I chuckled. "You could just say it looks bad. I don't do small talk." "Yeah," I said softly. I noticed. That night she said we had to attend a business dinner. "Why me?" I asked. "You're my husband," she replied flatly. "That's what you're here for." Right. The charming prop. Try to at least look like one. When we entered the restaurant, the air changed. Heads turned. Cameras flashed. She walked like a queen, and I followed a step behind, pretending it didn't terrify me. At the table sat Victor Hahn, her rival. His smile was polite, but his eyes were poison. "Well, if it isn't Mrs. Lin and her husband," he said, dragging the word. "Quite the surprise." "Business changes," Ivy replied coolly. "So does life," Victor laughed. "And this one, what did you pick him for? Charity?" I clenched my jaw, forcing a smile. "Guess I'm your good deed of the year." He leaned closer. "Careful, kid. You're playing in her world now. You'll drown before she notices." I could feel Ivy stiffen beside me, but she didn't move. Then Victor's hand brushed my shoulder. "You sure he's even man enough to—" The sound of Ivy's chair scraping the floor cut him off. Her voice was ice and fire all at once. "Touch my husband again," she said, her tone calm but lethal, "and I'll destroy you." The entire table froze. Even the waiter stopped mid-step. Victor blinked. "Ivy, it was a joke." "I don't joke," she said sharply. "Especially with men who can't control their hands." For a moment, silence filled the room. Then she stood, straightened her blazer, and added, "Dinner's over." She turned to me. "We're leaving." I followed without a word, my heart hammering. Outside, the night air hit me like cold water. "Ivy, don't," she said, stepping ahead. "I didn't ask you to defend me," I muttered. "I wasn't defending you," she snapped, spinning to face me. "I was defending my name." Her eyes burned. But behind the anger, I saw something raw, something that didn't match her words. "Still," I said quietly. "Thank you." She turned away, pretending not to hear. "You handled yourself poorly, yeah?" I smiled faintly. "Next time I'll punch him first." Her lips twitched, almost a smile before she caught herself. "Don't be stupid. I'm already married to you. Kind of late for that." Her gaze softened for half a second. "Go inside, Ethan." I walked past her into the car, heart racing. The driver started the engine. Through the window, I saw her still standing there, arms folded, staring into the night. For the first time since our deal began, I couldn't tell who she was pretending for, the world or herself. Later that night, I found her on the balcony, wine glass in hand. "Couldn't sleep?" I asked. "I don't sleep much." I leaned beside her, watching the city lights. "You always fight your battles alone?" She didn't look at me. "People leave. It's easier this way," I hesitated. "Not everyone leaves." Her eyes met mine, steady but unreadable. "Everyone does eventually." We stood in silence. The air between us heavy, but warmer than before. For once, she didn't walk away, and somehow that said more than words ever could. Ryan called me that morning, voice low and cautious. "Ethan, don't freak out, but Lena's back in town." My stomach twisted. "Back? For what?" "No idea. She showed up at Ivy's charity event invitation list. Maybe coincidence, maybe not." "With her, nothing's coincidence," Ryan sighed. "You okay?" "Yeah," I lied. "Totally fine. I wasn't fine." I saw her that night. Lena. Perfect hair, perfect smile, same perfume that once filled my apartment. She approached like nothing had happened. "Ethan," she said sweetly. "It's been a while," I stared at her. Not long enough, she tilted her head. "You look different. New suit, new watch, new woman." "I'm married," her smirk sharpened. "So I heard. To Ivy Lynn, of all people. You always did aim high." "I didn't aim for anything," I said coldly. "It just happened," she laughed softly. "Please, Ivy doesn't just happen. You think she loves you? You're her prop. When she's done, she'll toss you out like trash." Her words stung more than I wanted to admit. "You don't know her." "Oh, I do. I've met women like her. Power first, people last." She leaned closer. "You were easy for me to manipulate." "She'll break you the same way." I stepped back. "Save your poison for someone who cares." "Come on," she whispered. "Don't tell me you believe she actually defended you out of love. You're just her toy, Ethan. That's all you've ever been to women like us." Her voice lingered in my head long after she walked away. When I got home, Ivy was in her office, tapping away at her laptop. I stood at the door, unsure how to start. She looked up. "You're late. I ran into someone. Should I care?" "Maybe," she sighed. "If you're about to tell me you saw your ex," I did. Her hands froze on the keyboard. "And?" She said some things. "Let me guess." She closed the laptop slowly. "She called me heartless?" "Something like that." "And you believed her?" I hesitated. "I don't know." She rose from her chair, walked around the desk, and stopped in front of me. "You're not very good at hiding doubt, you know." "I'm not doubting you," I said quickly. You are." Her voice softened, almost sad. "It's fine." "I doubt me too," I frowned. "Why do you always act like everything's fine?" "Because feelings get you killed in business." "I'm not talking about business, Ivy. I'm talking about us." Her expression flickered. "There is no us, Ethan. There's a contract." "Then why did you defend me at that dinner?" "You could have ignored it." She turned away, staring out the window. The city lights reflected in her eyes. "Because I hate seeing good people crushed by trash," she said quietly. My chest tightened. "That's it?" "That's it." "Then why does it sound like more?" She didn't answer. I took a step closer. "Ivy, don't," she whispered. "Don't make this harder than it already is." "Harder for who?" "You or me?" She faced me again, eyes colder than before. "Both," I exhaled. "You're impossible." "And you're emotional," she said sharply. "That's why she broke you." "Don't talk about Lena." "Then stop letting her live rent-free in your head." I bit back a reply. "You think I enjoy it?" "I think you like being hurt," she said, voice trembling slightly. "Because pain is easier than trust." Her words hit deeper than Lena's ever did. I whispered, "Maybe you're right." "I usually am." "But so are you," I said. "You don't trust anyone either." She froze, looking almost vulnerable. "Trust is a luxury I can't afford." For a moment, the air between us went silent. I could see something break in her expression, tiny, fragile, gone in an instant. "Ivy," I said softly. "You don't always have to fight." She blinked, looked away, and whispered, "Then who would I be if I stopped?" She walked past me, perfume trailing behind like smoke. "I have a meeting early. Get some sleep." I stood there long after she left, staring at the empty doorway. Ryan texted later. "You good?" I typed back, "Define good." He replied, "Still breathing? Then you're doing better than yesterday." I laughed quietly and put the phone down. Lena's words still burned in my mind, but Ivy's, hers, lingered deeper. And even though I didn't understand her, one thing was clear. She was no longer just my employer. She was becoming something far more dangerous. "I didn't know you could cook," I said, watching Ivy squint at the stove like it was a hostile witness. "I can't," she replied bluntly. "But you said you were hungry." I said I could order food. That's beneath me. Burning pasta isn't. She shot me a glare, then frowned at the pot. Smoke curled up, setting off the fire alarm. I laughed, really laughed for the first time in months. "You're going to kill us!" She grabbed a towel and waved it under the detector. "I don't fail at anything," she muttered. "Guess there's a first time for everything, Mrs. Lynn." Her lips twitched, just slightly. "Don't call me that." "Why not?" "You signed the papers. It sounds..." Strange. Strange how? Her eyes darted to mine, softer than usual. Like it means something. The alarm finally stopped, but my heart didn't. Later, we ate half-burnt pasta on the balcony. The city glowed below us. She was quiet, eyes distant. You're thinking too hard, I said. I'm managing crises in my head. About the company? About everything, she murmured. People, money, lies. Take your pick. Sounds exhausting. It is. I leaned back. You ever wish you could just stop? Stopping means weakness. Or peace. She looked at me for a long time. You talk like someone who's been broken. I have been. She nodded faintly. Then you understand. Understand what? That strength isn't about being whole. It's about pretending you are. Her voice cracked at the end, just barely, but I heard it. The next morning, my phone buzzed. Ryan's name lit up. Dude, he said, breathless. Have you seen it yet? Seen what? The tabloids. Page 1, your faces, I scrolled, stomach dropping. The headline screamed, CEO Ivy Lynn's marriage a sham? My blood ran cold. The photo showed us laughing on the balcony. To the world, it looked fake, like we were posing. I stormed into Ivy's office. You saw this? She didn't look up. Of course. And you're just sitting here? She clicked through her computer screen, voice sharp. What do you want me to do? Cry? It's not my first scandal. This one's about us. She finally met my eyes. It's about me. Your collateral damage. Her words stung more than they should have. Collateral damage? I'm your husband. Fake or not, that means something. It means paperwork, Ethan. I slammed my hand on the desk. Stop pretending this doesn't bother you. She stood abruptly. It doesn't. It does, I said quietly. You just don't know how to show it. Her eyes flashed. Don't tell me who I am. Then tell me yourself. Silence. Her hands trembled before she shoved them into her pockets. You don't understand what it's like to have people waiting for you to fall. Every word, every picture, twisted. I understand enough to know you don't have to face it alone. Her expression softened, then hardened again. Don't say things you'll regret. I took a step closer. I won't regret caring. You should, she whispered. Because I don't care about anyone. Liar. She froze. What did you say? You heard me. I met her gaze. You act cold, but I've seen through it. The way you stood up for me, the way you stayed up fixing my tie that night, people who don't care don't do that. Her jaw clenched. You're reading too much into nothing. Maybe, I said softly, but I like what I'm reading. Her breath hitched, and for a moment, the mask slipped. I saw her fear, not of me, but of what she felt. Then she looked away. If you regret this arrangement, leave now. I blinked. What? She repeated slower this time, voice unsteady. If you regret this, leave. I stared at her, heartbeat thundering. I'm not going anywhere. Why? She whispered. I hesitated, unsure how to answer. Because I don't understand it yet. But I know I don't want to walk away. Her eyes searched mine, desperate for something she didn't dare name. Then she turned her back. You'll regret staying. Maybe, I said. But I'd regret leaving more. She didn't respond. Just stood there, staring out the window, her reflection fractured in the glass. That night, I couldn't sleep. Her words echoed in my head, cold, sharp, defensive. But all I could think about was the way her voice broke when she said leave. And for the first time since our fake marriage began, I realized something terrifying. I wasn't pretending anymore. Ivy, turn on the news, Ryan said the moment I answered his call. What is it? I asked, still half asleep. Just look, I grabbed the remote. The TV flickered to life. Headlines screamed across the screen. Leaked, contract marriage between CEO Ivy Lynn and former employee Ethan Gray. My heart stopped. Lines of text scrolled, dates, clauses, signatures. Our secret laid bare. I dropped the remote. No, this can't be real, Ryan sighed. It's everywhere, man. Social media, news, blogs. Someone sold you out. I have to find her. I burst into Ivy's office minutes later. Cameras flashed outside. Reporters shouted questions through the glass. She sat at her desk perfectly still, staring at the screen. Don't say it, she whispered. Ivy, don't. Her voice was sharp, trembling. I've handled board scandals, lawsuits, betrayals, but this? She laughed bitterly. A fake marriage contract? They'll crucify me. I took a hesitant step forward. We'll fix it. There is no fixing this. She snapped, rising to her feet. The board already called an emergency session. They want me gone. Gone? Resignation by morning, I clenched my fists. Who would do this? Does it matter? It does. Her eyes flickered toward me, unreadable. Do you have a name? 2, I said quietly. Lena and Victor. The silence was deafening. Then she laughed, a low, broken sound that made my chest ache. Of course. The ex and the rival. Perfect duo, I swallowed hard. I didn't know she'd go this far. You really thought betrayal stops where love ends? I wanted to argue, but she was right. A knock came at the door. Mr. Tanaka stepped in, her old mentor, the man who'd built half the Lin group with her. His eyes were heavy, full of the kind of sadness that felt like a final goodbye. Ivy, he said softly. The board has voted. She looked at him, jaw tight. Already? They believe your credibility is compromised. Victor's camp is pushing hard. I tried to stall. Don't! Her voice was steady now, too steady. You've done enough for me. I wish I could do more, he said. But the shareholders want blood. I stepped forward. She's the reason this company even has shareholders left. You can't just... Tanaka held up a hand. Ethan, this isn't about fairness. It's about perception. Ivy's lips curved in a cold smile. So perception wins again. Tanaka hesitated, then placed a hand on her shoulder. Step down before they force you out. Keep what dignity you can. Her eyes softened for a fraction of a second. Dignity, right. He left quietly, closing the door behind him. I turned to her. You can't let them do this to you. Let them? She scoffed. You think I have a choice? You always have a choice. Her gaze cut through me. You sound like someone who still believes in hope. Maybe I do. She walked to the window, city lights reflecting in her eyes. When I built Lin Group, I told myself I'd never need anyone. No friends, no love, no weakness. That's not weakness. It is, she said flatly. Because the moment I let you in, everything fell apart. That's not fair, I said, voice shaking. This isn't your fault. Or mine. Her lips trembled, but she masked it with a cold smirk. Then whose fault is it? The universe's? I hesitated, then said quietly, theirs. Lena and Victor's, she turned sharply. Don't waste your breath on revenge. I'm not. Then what are you doing? I met her eyes. Trying to stop you from destroying yourself. She laughed again, softer this time, sad. You still don't get it. There's nothing left to destroy. There's you, I said. That still matters. Her eyes flickered just once. Then she whispered, so it was all fake after all. My throat tightened. What do you mean? This, she said, gesturing between us. This story we sold to the world. It was always a lie. No, I said quickly. Maybe it started that way, but don't, Ivy, don't make it harder. Her voice cracked. I can't fight for something that was never real. I took a step closer, desperate. It was real to me. Her breath caught, eyes wide, but before I could say more, she turned away. You should go, Ethan. I'm not leaving you alone. Then you'll drown with me. She sat down, staring blankly at the chaos on her screen. Headlines, numbers, betrayal written in pixels. I stood there for a long time, watching the woman who had built an empire crumble in silence, and all I could think was that I would have given anything to take her pain and make it mine. Because for me, none of it was fake. The first day she disappeared, I told myself she just needed space. The second day, I started calling every contact I knew. By the third, I was losing my mind. I can't find her anywhere. Ryan, I said into the phone, pacing the apartment. Her phone's off. Her driver hasn't seen her. What if she... Ethan, Ryan interrupted, voice calm but tight. You've got to think. Where does she go when she's cornered? I ran a hand through my hair. She doesn't run. She fights. That's the problem. She's not fighting. He was silent for a moment. Then softly, check the pier. She used to go there after big deals. Said it made her feel human. The pier was empty except for the wind. Then I saw her, sitting at the edge, heels off, feet dangling over the dark water. Her coat was too thin for the cold. My chest tightened. Ivy! She didn't turn around. You found me. 3 days, I said quietly. You scared the hell out of me. I didn't mean to. Yes, you did. I walked closer. You wanted to disappear. She gave a soft laugh, bitter and hollow. Maybe I did. The sound of the waves filled the silence between us. I lost everything, Ethan, she whispered. The company, the name, the respect. Everything I built, it's gone, I crouched beside her. It's not gone. It's just waiting for you to rebuild it. She shook her head slowly. You don't understand. Lynn Group was me. Without it, I don't even know who I am anymore. I hesitated before asking, then who were you before all this? Her eyes met mine, tired and raw. Someone who thought control meant safety. Someone who believed love was a weakness. I swallowed hard. And now? Now I'm just tired. The words hit me harder than any insult or betrayal ever could. I sat beside her, letting the silence breathe. The air smelled like salt and rain. Ivy, I said finally, you're not the only one who lost something. She frowned. What did you lose? Myself, I said simply. When Lena left, when I took this contract, I thought revenge would fix me. But all it did was make me hollow. She turned her gaze back to the water. Then why are you still here? Because somewhere between pretending and surviving? I said quietly. I started caring about you. Her lips parted, but no words came out. I'm not saying this because I expect anything, I continued. I just don't want to watch you drown in something that wasn't your fault, she exhaled, voice trembling. You don't get it. The world thinks I'm a fraud, and maybe they're right. No. I reached out, gently taking her hand. They only saw the CEO. I saw the woman who stayed up till 3 a.m. fixing contracts, who burned pasta but refused to quit cooking, who defended me when everyone else laughed. That's not a fraud. Her fingers twitched under mine, but she didn't pull away. Ethan, she whispered. Why are you doing this? You could walk away. No one would blame you. Because you didn't walk away from me, I said. When Victor humiliated me, when the world mocked me, you stood up. Now it's my turn. She finally looked at me then. Her eyes were red, rimmed with exhaustion. Everything I built is gone, she said again, voice cracking. And I don't even know who I am anymore. I squeezed her hand. Then start again, with me. She blinked, and for the first time, I saw her walls break. Tears filled her eyes, real ones, not the kind she hid behind strength. I don't know how, she whispered. Then we'll figure it out. Together. Her shoulders shook, and a soft sob escaped her lips. I wrapped my arms around her without thinking. She didn't resist. She just cried. Quietly, painfully, like the sound of a wound finally opening. The ocean stretched in front of us, endless and dark, but somehow I didn't feel lost anymore. I held her closer. You're not alone, Ivy, not anymore. She whispered something I almost didn't hear. I thought I'd never feel safe again. You are, I said. Right here. For a long time, we stayed like that. Two broken people holding each other under the cold night sky. And in that silence, I realized something I hadn't felt in years. I wasn't broken anymore. The news broke like wildfire. Victor Hahn under investigation for corporate fraud and insider trading. I stared at the headlines, half in disbelief, half in satisfaction. His empire, built on manipulation and greed, was crumbling in real time. Ryan whistled beside me. Guess karma didn't need your help after all. I smiled faintly. Seems like it found its own way. Feels good? I thought about it. It feels quiet. He clapped my shoulder. Quiet's better than chaos, man. You earned that. Maybe I had. But the peace didn't last long. Later that evening, a knock came at my apartment door. When I opened it, Lena stood there, eyes swollen, mascara streaked, holding a crumpled handbag like it was her last lifeline. Ethan, she whispered. I froze. What do you want? She flinched. I didn't know where else to go. Try Victor, I said coldly. Oh wait, you already did. Her lips trembled. Please don't be cruel. I deserve it, I know, but I need help. I crossed my arms. You think you can just walk back after everything you did? Tears spilled down her cheeks. I made a mistake, okay? I thought he could give me everything you couldn't. But he used me, Ethan. He ruined me. Good, I said quietly. Now you know what that feels like. She took a shaky step forward. You don't understand. I loved you. Loved me? I laughed bitterly. You traded me for a promotion and a penthouse. That's not love, Lena, that's survival. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said, voice breaking. I just wanted more, and you got it. Until it turned to ashes, she sobbed harder. Please, just talk to me. Don't hate me like this. I sighed, leaning against the doorway. I don't hate you, she blinked, startled. You don't? No, I met her eyes. You taught me what love isn't. That's enough. Her tears froze mid-fall. Ethan, I'm not the man you left behind, I said softly. And you're not the woman I used to know. I can change. You already did, I said. Just not in the way you hoped. Her face crumpled. Please, Ethan, just one more chance. I have nowhere to go. I gave you everything once, I whispered, and you threw it away. I'm sorry, Lena, but I can't be your shelter anymore. She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. Goodbye, Lena. Her lips trembled. You really mean that? I nodded. For the first time, yes. She stood there silent, then turned and walked down the hall. When the elevator doors closed, I felt no anger. No bitterness. Just peace, Ryan called a few minutes later. You okay? I think so, I said. It's weird. I thought I'd feel vindicated. But it's just quiet. That's growth, man, he said. Karma took care of them. You don't have to, I smiled faintly. Yeah, guess you're right. That night I went to the office. I wasn't expecting anyone there. Most employees had avoided the building since the scandal. But when I stepped inside, the lights were on. Ivy stood by the glass wall, city lights glowing behind her like fire. She turned as I walked in. Her hair was tied back, her posture straight, confidence radiating off her like armor. I heard about Victor, she said. Poetic justice. Poetic, yeah. Messy, too, her lips curved slightly. I don't mind messy. I looked at her, really looked. She wasn't the broken woman I'd found by the pier. Her eyes burned with something fierce. Life. You came back, I said softly. She tilted her head. Did you think I wouldn't? Part of me did. Well, she said, stepping closer, you should know by now I don't give up easily. I chuckled. That's what I was hoping. Her gaze softened. Thank you for not giving up on me either. I didn't do much. You did more than anyone ever has, she said. You stayed. I swallowed hard. You would have done the same. Maybe, she said, but no one ever stayed long enough to find out. For a moment, the silence between us felt warm. So, I said, trying to smile, what now? She looked out at the skyline. Now we rebuild. But this time, not alone. Her words hit something deep inside me. I like the sound of that, I said quietly. She turned to me again, her expression calm but proud. You know, Ethan, you look different when you're not angry. Guess peace suits me, I said. Her smile widened just a little. It suits you better than revenge ever did. And for the first time since everything began, I believed her. 6 months later, the world looked different. Or maybe I finally did. The ballroom shimmered under crystal chandeliers, every corner humming with laughter, champagne, and money. But all I saw was her. Ivy stood beside me in an emerald gown that caught the light like fire. Her hand fit into mine as naturally as breathing. No tension, no act. Just us. Relax, she whispered, sensing my stiffness. You look like you're at a job interview, I smirked. I forgot how to play calm when cameras are around. Then don't play. Just be you. That's dangerous advice, I murmured. She smiled, eyes glinting. I like danger. A reporter approached, notebook ready. Mr. Cole. Mrs. Cole. You two look radiant tonight. Can we get a quick quote? I nodded politely. Of course. The reporter's grin sharpened. Your marriage made quite the headlines when it started. Some people still wonder, was it real or just business? The question landed like a soft punch, familiar yet irrelevant now. Before I could answer, Ivy turned to him, her voice steady and gentle. It was never fake. The words silenced the crowd around us for a moment. I stared at her, at the calm certainty in her tone. It wasn't just a statement. It was a confession, a promise, and a truth all at once. The reporter blinked. Never fake? She squeezed my hand. We just needed time to realize what it really was. I managed a small laugh. Guess some stories take longer to write. The reporter smiled awkwardly. That's beautiful. Thank you. He drifted away, leaving the air charged between us. I turned to her. You didn't have to say that. I wanted to, she replied. I'm done hiding. You sure about that? Because the press won't let it go easily. She tilted her head, eyes soft. Let them talk. We know what's real. I looked down at our joined hands, and for once the weight of the past didn't drag me under. You really believe that? I asked quietly. She stepped closer. I don't believe it, Ethan. I feel it. Something in me broke open, something I'd kept locked behind walls of bitterness and fear. 6 months ago, I said, I didn't think I could trust anyone again. I know, she murmured. You were angry at the world, and you weren't exactly open either, I countered gently. She smiled faintly. We were two broken mirrors trying to reflect each other, I chuckled. That's poetic. It's true, she said. But maybe that's how people heal, by seeing themselves in someone else's cracks. For a second, neither of us spoke. The music swelled softly around us, a slow rhythm that made everything blur into gold. She tugged my arm lightly. Dance with me, I hesitated. You know I'm terrible at that. Good, she teased. Then we'll look terrible together. I laughed, then took her hand and pulled her toward the floor. As we moved, clumsy at first, then steady, I realized how natural it felt. Her head rested near my shoulder, her breath warm against my neck. You're quiet, she said softly. I'm thinking, I admitted. About what? About how this doesn't feel like pretending anymore. Her voice softened. Because it isn't, I smiled. I used to think love was supposed to be dramatic, explosive, painful. And now? Now it feels like peace. She nodded against me. That's what real love is. Peace after the storm. The music faded, but we didn't stop. People were watching, cameras flashing, but for the first time I didn't care. Ivy lifted her gaze, eyes shining with something I hadn't seen in a long time. Certainty. Do you know what tonight is? Friday? I joked, she laughed. It's the night you stop calling this fate or luck or coincidence. Then what do I call it? Home. Her word hit deeper than she could have known. I took her face in my hands. You sure about that? Completely. The crowd blurred into nothing as I kissed her, slow and real. It wasn't about proving anything. It was about arriving, finally, where I was always meant to be. When the flashbulbs faded and the applause echoed, she leaned close, her lips brushing my ear. Let's go home, she whispered. And in that moment, standing in a room full of witnesses, I realized something profound. This wasn't the end of our story. It was our real beginning.